My fiancée slept with my brother the day before our wedding because she wanted to blow off some steam, so I dumped her and moved on. Now, 12 years later, she's reaching out, begging to get back together, claiming that we're soulmates. I was 28 and thought I had everything figured out. Sydney and I had been together since high school, nearly 10 years total. We'd lived together for 5. My family loved her. Her family loved me. The wedding was supposed to be perfect. The night before, Sydney insisted I stay at a hotel. Some tradition about not seeing the bride before the ceremony. Bad luck, she said. I thought it was sweet that she cared about the details, so I packed a bag and checked into the Marriott downtown. Around 10 p.m., I realized I'd forgotten my dress shoes. Not just any shoes, the ones my dad wore at his wedding. Mom had given them to me specifically for this day. They were in a box in our closet. I drove back to the house. All the lights were off downstairs, which immediately felt wrong. Sydney was terrified of the dark. She'd leave every light on when she was home alone. I actually used to tease her about our electric bill. I unlocked the door quietly, not wanting to startle her. Headed straight upstairs to the bedroom. That's when I heard it. Voices, laughing. I opened the door. My brother was in my bed with my fiancé. They were so wrapped up in each other they didn't even see me standing there. I just froze. My brain couldn't process what my eyes were showing me. It took maybe 5 seconds before Sydney looked up and saw me. Her face went white. She screamed my name. My brother jumped up, scrambling for his clothes, but I was already backing out of the room. I don't remember driving back to the hotel. I just remember sitting in my car in the parking lot, hyperventilating. My phone kept buzzing. Sydney, then my brother, then Sydney again. I finally looked at the messages. She said it was a one-time thing, that she was freaking out about the wedding and needed to blow off steam, that my brother had always been there for her and she didn't know who else to turn to. The wedding was supposed to blow off steam with my brother. I blocked both of them. Then I started making calls, canceled the venue, the caterer, the DJ, the flowers, everything. Cost me about 15 grand in deposits, but I didn't care. I called my parents at midnight and told them what happened. My mom cried. My dad asked if I was sure. Then he asked if I needed him to come get me. I said no. He said he'd handle my brother. I didn't ask what that meant. I saw Sydney twice after that. Once when she came to pack her stuff. I wasn't there. I had a friend supervise. The second time was at a mutual friend's party 2 years later. She tried to approach me and I left immediately. My brother moved to Europe. My parents cut him off completely. Last I heard, he's been there for 3 years and hasn't come home once. I went to therapy, dealt with my trust issues, dated casually, eventually met someone incredible who showed me what real love and respect looked like. Her name's Ruby. We've been together 4 years. Last week, exactly 7 days before my wedding to Ruby, I got a Facebook message from an account I didn't recognize. It was Sydney. She said she heard I was getting married again, that she was devastated, that she'd never stopped loving me, that we were soulmates, and she'd made a terrible mistake. She begged me to reconsider, said she'd been waiting 12 years for another chance. I showed Ruby the messages, expected her to be upset or worried. Instead, she smiled and said, "Wanna have some fun with this?" I messaged Sydney back, told her I was ready to talk. She responded in seconds, said she'd get a hotel room right now. I told her to wait until tomorrow so Ruby wouldn't get suspicious. The next day I showed up at the hotel. Sydney opened the door crying happy tears. She hugged me, pulled me inside, started rambling about how sorry she was, how she'd been thinking about me every day for 12 years, how she knew we were meant to be together. I sat down, held her hands, nodded along, checked my watch. 20 minutes later, there was a knock at the door. I got up and opened it. Ruby walked in first, then our entire wedding party filed in behind her. Every single person wearing a mask of my brother's face. They were carrying a cake. It had my brother's face printed on it in frosting. Sydney's expression went from confused to horrified in about 2 seconds. We all yelled, "Surprise!" She just stood there, mouth open, unable to speak. Then she started crying. Real crying this time, not the happy tears from earlier. I looked at her and said everything I'd wanted to say for 12 years, that she had no right to contact me, that what she did was unforgivable, that if she thought we had any chance after she slept with my brother the night before our wedding, she was completely delusional. She kept sobbing, said if I didn't want her back, I should have just ignored her messages, that I didn't have to humiliate her like this. I told her she humiliated herself. Then I walked out. Some of Ruby's friends think I went too far. They're actually refusing to come to the wedding unless I apologize. But my friends who were there that night 12 years ago, who saw me fall apart and spend 2 years in therapy, they think Sydney got off easy. Ruby says her friends can skip the wedding if they want. She's not making me apologize for finally getting closure. And honestly, after everything Sydney put me through, after my own brother, she absolutely had it coming.